Throne and Liberty is a dumpster fire of a game that shouldn't even exist. If you want a real MMO experience, go play RuneScape or Black Desert Online. If you
Wait, no, do not include us in this. First of all, don't. Oh, bro. No, he's a Black Desert player. He's a PDO player. I mean, RuneScape was a given. We don't claim him. We do not claim him. Okay? Not for 1 second.
Throne and Liberty is the
Throne and Liberty, trash bag not included. All right. Let's. Oh, God. Another one of these.
latest failure in a long line of so-called next-gen MMORPGs that honestly doesn't even come close to competing in the MMO market. This game is a disgrace to modern gaming, and I cannot believe developers thought this was a good idea to release in 2020.
So does this guy just do rage bait? Is that what's happening right now? What are we talking? You can't compete? What? We're a month after release. 1 month after release with close to 200,000 players. IGN level review. True. And before we get to the end, and he says 7 out of 10. Perfect 7 out of 10.
24. Let's break down why this game is not just bad, it's an absolute travesty. The game prides itself on having a dynamic combat system, but it's literally just button mashing. The developer said there's strategy involved, but all you do is spam 1 or 2 attacks and everything dies. Where's the challenge? Compare this to Dark Souls or Elden Ring, where every battle is a nail-biting experience requiring actual skill. In Throne and Liberty, you can fall asleep at your keyboard and still win fights. The auto-attack feature? That's basically the developers admitting they didn't know how to make the combat fun or interesting, so they...
I need to hear it one more. Like
Souls or Elden Ring. Button mashing.
I need to be clear that, like, there's no way this guy just compared this to Dark Souls.
The developer said there's strategy involved, but all you do is spam 1 or 2 attacks and everything dies. Where's the challenge? Compare this to Dark Souls or Elden Ring.
That just happened. This is a bot making a video, right? Like, there's no way that this guy actually just compared the MMORPG Throne and Liberty to Elden Ring, a completely different genre of game, and the combat to Dark Souls games. It's just not, what is this, Asmongold? Like, why does everybody have to compare everything to Dark Souls? Like,
where every battle is a nail-biting experience requiring actual skill. In Throne and Liberty, you can fall asleep at your keyboard and still win fights. The auto-attack feature? That's basically the developers admitting they didn't know how to make the combat fun or interesting, so they just...
The auto-attack feature? Doesn't every MMO have an auto-attack feature? What are we talking about? Every game has Elden Ring has an auto-attack feature. What is happening? Like...
Let the gameplay itself. Reading a billboard is more interactive. What really gets me is how they advertised world-changing events that would make every playthrough unique. Really? If by world-changing they mean random weather changes that affect your gameplay slightly, then sure. But how does that compare to the dynamic, living worlds of RuneScape or EverQuest? RuneScape's seasonal events have more personality and impact than anything Throne and Liberty offers. Throne and Liberty thinks that if it throws in some rain or sunshine here and there, it'll make up for its lack of real, meaningful content. Let's talk about the quests. Throne and Liberty tries to act like it's innovating with its so-called dynamic quest system, but again, it's nothing new, and it's nothing good. Quests are the same recycled kill 100 of these monsters or...
Okay, this is fair, though. He's a RuneScape Andy. Yeah, well, that was obvious, right? This guy isn't even comparing it to games in the genre, right? But like, this is a fair complaint here. Guys, we're only a minute and 40 seconds into this 5-minute and 23-second banger of a video that this guy has crafted for us. Okay. But like, that's a fair thing. Like, the quests are like super one-dimensional most of the time. Like, go kill these mobs, go help this person, speak to that person, blah blah blah. Yeah, that's a fair complaint, right?
Or fetch 50 of these items tasks that we've all seen 1,000 times before. RuneScape's quests, actual puzzles, unique stories, and real variety. EverQuest's missions, challenging group-based and requiring actual strategy. But here, it's like they didn't even try. They slapped the word dynamic on quests to trick dummies into thinking it's something special. It's not. Also, what is with the leveling system? It's atrocious. The grind in Throne and Liberty.
Guys, one thing at a time. Guys, one thing at a time.
Stories and real variety. EverQuest's missions, challenging group-based and requiring actual strategy. But here,
are we actually going to compare the strategy and the questing of Throne and Liberty to a game that came out before the year 2000? What are we talking about? We're going to pretend that EverQuest had better questing than this? That's what we're going to pretend? I didn't even play EverQuest. I've seen videos of it. What are we... Like, bro, do you guys saw enough, right? Like, there's no way, right? Like what are we talking about?
and requiring actual strategy. But here, it's
EverQuest has an auto attack. Yeah,
like they didn't even try. They slapped the word dynamic on quests to trick dummies into thinking it's something special. It's not. Also, what is with the leveling system? It's atrocious. The grind in Throne and Liberty is laughable compared to games like...
Yeah, the leveling process is atrocious. You have to do the entire main story. It takes dozens of minutes to complete.
RuneScape, where grinding actually feels rewarding. In RuneScape, every time you level up, you feel a real sense of achievement because you're actually improving your skills and unlocking new content. In Throne and Liberty...
That's exactly how I feel for TNL too. All my skills are getting leveled up, and like bro, you're getting the skills, you get the skill specializations, you level the skills up, you start to understand your class a little bit more, you're exploring the world. I didn't mind it. It is okay.
Leveling feels like a chore. The progression is slow, and half the time you don't even get any...
There ain't no way you're about to compare the leveling process of Throne and Liberty to RuneScape and say that Throne and Liberties is the one that's slow. How long does it take to get to max level in RuneScape? Like, what are we talking about? Like, probably months, your entire life. This is my point. Like, this is crazy.
Anything interesting from it. You just level up for the sake of leveling up. Then we have the so-called PvP content. The game supposedly has massive battles with hundreds of players fighting for control of castles and territories, but here's the thing, the servers can't even handle it. Every time I tried to join one of these epic battles, the game crashed or lagged so hard it became unplayable. Seriously? It's 2024 and they can't get basic server stability right? The developers also seem to have abandoned the game.
I think that the servers are doing great. Like, to be honest, like, is there some server instability? Sure. But how often do I get logged out of the game because of server instability? All right. How often do I desync? It happens, but like way less than it happens in other MMOs a lot of the time. But like the servers are certainly not that bad. There was a decent amount of maintenance. Like, yeah, okay, that's a little frustrating, but like, yeah, like I really don't see like a crazy amount of lag with hundreds of players on my screen. It's not a PowerPoint presentation. I've got all effects on. I'm in epic graphics. Like, obviously I have a great PC, but
already. There are bugs everywhere and no patches or updates in sight. It's a blatant cash grab with no respect for the players. At least trashbag broken games like Cyberpunk 2077 had the decency to apologize. Next, the story. What story? Throne and Liberty claims to have deep lore and narrative elements, but it's honestly just a bunch of cliched fantasy nonsense that sounds like it was written by a teenager who got halfway through Aragon while on the toilet and decided they could do it better. How am I supposed to care about a kingdom in peril when I don't even know who any of these characters are? Compare that to Black Ops 4, where every
what is going on? What are the first person shooter? That's what we're comparing it to? We're comparing this to the first person shooter Call of Duty Black Ops 4. Whatever drugs that this guy is on.
Every character is deep and the game has a fully fleshed out narrative. Another thing that really grinds my gears is the monetization. This game is supposedly free to play, but let me tell you, if you don't...
It is free to play. If you paid money to play it, it's because you're an idiot, right? Like, if you paid money to play it and didn't realize you didn't have to, it's because you're an idiot. If you paid money to play it and you knew why you were paying money and you knew you had the choice to play paid money, that's different. If you bought early access, you knew what you were paying for. This guy...
My gears is the monetization. This game is supposedly free to play, but...
is implying that the game is somehow not free to play for anyone to just pick up.
Let me tell you, if you don't drop real cash, you're basically playing at a disadvantage. The game is loaded with...
Well, yeah and no, right? If you don't drop real money, you will be weaker than other players, but only for, X amount of time. You will catch them, and you can absolutely play free to play competitively against the whales. Yeah, it's going to suck for a while, but like once you get your gear, you're going to be fine. I got over 3K gear score in like 3 weeks with a free to play approach. You know what I mean? Like, I'm free to play 3,500 plus. Exactly. I mean, granted, the guild did feed you a few items, but like, let's be real, Fabby. Like, you're completely free to play 3,500. You can kill anything you need to. Haven't spent a dime. Like, what are we talking about, right? Except for the early access, right? Like, what?
Pay to win mechanics from gear upgrades to faster progression. I found myself reminiscing about the comparatively generous economy of Diablo Immortal. It's like my player is on welfare and I'm the taxpayer. Finally, let's talk about the community. In games like Dota 2 and Warzone, the players are helpful and you can actually make friends. There's a real sense of camaraderie. But in Throne and Liberty, it's like everyone's either toxic or completely uninterested in working together. I tried asking for help in the chat and people either ignored me or told me to frig off. If the community...
Based community. Because you're a dumbass. Sincerely. Anyone that told you to frig off is based as...
Everyone's either toxic or there's a real sense of camaraderie. But in Throne and Liberty, it's like everyone's either toxic or...
Which game is he comparing it to this time?
Like Dota 2 and Warzone, the players...
Again, Dota? Warzone? Okay, let me tell you something about Dota 2. Okay, I haven't played a tremendous amount of Dota, but here's what I do know about MOBAs. Okay, these people, this sense of camaraderie. Okay, I really feel that sense of camaraderie when he's calling me a. Okay, like, what are we talking about? You're actually going to pretend to tell me that, like, the MOBA community, any of them, are not more toxic than the MMO communities? What is happening?
Are helpful, and you can actually make friends. There's a real sense of camaraderie. But in Throne and Liberty, it's like everyone's either toxic or completely uninterested in working together. I tried asking for help in the chat, and people either ignored me or told me to frig off. If the community is this bad at launch, I can only imagine how awful it's going to get down the line. Let's face it, Throne and Liberty is nothing more than a lazy cash grab trying to ride the coattails of better, more innovative games. It wants to be blade and sword, but lacks the depth. It wants to be lineage, but doesn't have the polish. The developers should...
The polish. The polish. The polish. Hold on.
Hi guys, this is Omer from mmorpg.com. I'm the first level 36, but the game has a total of 3 job advancements.
The polish.
You're starting one, level up, I can just, it gets them automatically. I mean, I like when games give me the option to kind of...
Shit's crazy, bro.
Should do their homework and get familiar with those games before claiming innovation. In conclusion, Throne and Liberty is a dumpster fire of a game that shouldn't even exist. If you want a real MMO experience, go play RuneScape or Black Desert Online. If you
Wait! No! Do not include us in this! First of all, don't... Oh, bro. No, he's a Black Desert player. He's a PDO player! I mean, RuneScape was a given. We don't claim him. We do not claim him, okay? Not for 1 second.
you want fun combat, go play Elden Ring, and if you want a game that respects your time and money, go play literally anything else. Throne and Liberty is a waste of both. Final rating, -2 out of 10.
This is crazy. I can't. The sunglasses are crazy, bro. The sunglasses are so intense. That's a Black Desert Online Giga Chad. 7 up boats, 7 down boats. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. Oh my god. Honestly, I have to leave it there. I'm gonna be honest. You can't disrupt it. Is this just a rage bait channel? What's going on here? The most boring FPS, the tragic decline of No Man's Skies, Undisputed is the worst fighting game of the decade. So he might just do rage bait videos. This might just be his thing. And I'll admit, I'll hand it to him. Crazy good. Crazy good. If that is just a rage bait, that's insane. I can't believe that the Black Desert Online at the end was fucking insane, bro. Is Elden Ring vid? Wait, hold up.
Throne and
Where's the Elden Ring vid? Oh. Overhyped garbage 3 weeks ago.
Elden Ring, made by some company called FormSoft, is the most overhyped game I've ever seen. I don't get why people keep talking about it like it's
In the next video, this is insane.
the second coming of
In
gaming.
literally the following video, like a day after.
First of all, there's no clear storyline, which is a huge red flag for me.
This is rage baiting out of its mind, bro. There's actually just rage baiting. There's just no shot. Troll account for sure. For sure. He's speed running. And I gotta admit, he's good at this shit, bro. He's good at this.
I tried to find an objective. However, I had been dropped into a medieval wasteland with zero direction. At least in Call of Duty, I know I'm supposed to shoot the enemy. Simple and effective. Let's start with the combat, because wow, what a mess. There are no guns in this game. None. How is anyone supposed to have fun if you can't quickscope?
Did you guys hear that? As if thousands of voices in the universe all cried out at once. And then were silenced. Because someone compared Call of Duty to Elden Ring. Yeah, it could have been Asmongold's community. It was...
Or use grenades. Where are the kill streaks? Where's the fast-paced action? I literally spent 10 minutes swinging a sword at some giant tree thing, only to get stomped into the ground. In Overwatch, I can be a hero with cool abilities and actually feel powerful.
He had to use Overwatch, because if this had thrown Concord up, it would have been too obvious. You know what I mean? Like...
Here, I'm just a guy in rags who can barely swing a sword without passing out.
Is that... I guess that's Tracer. Yeah, that's yeah.
Also, where's the Battle Royale mode? It's the 20th century. Every game needs one. Instead, you just wander
You call that the PvP mode when somebody invades you.
around aimlessly, hoping some other player doesn't invade and kill you with their overpowered magic. And where are the headshots? I shot arrows at some zombie dude, and it did the same damage no matter where I hit him. Where's the skill expression? Now, let's talk
Fair.
about the world. People keep praising Elden Ring's open world, but it's empty. There's just a bunch of fields, cliffs, and random castles with nothing interesting in between. At least in League of Legends, the map is well designed.
God, bro, this guy is a unit. This guy's a
and makes
holy shit. Oh my god.
sense with clear lanes you need to walk down. I tried exploring, but every area looks the same. Depressing, grey, and full of copy-paste wolves that attack you out of nowhere. Oh, and there's no minimap. Like, how am I supposed to know where to go without a minimap? Even
It has a mini-map, doesn't it?
Fortnite gets that right. I kept wandering around in circles until I rage quit and went back to Warzone, where I could actually see my objectives. And the characters in this game are forgettable. Who
My
cares
maiden.
about some old lady who gives you fingers or a guy named Ranny the Witch? At least in COD, the characters have personality and style. Here, everyone
Oh god. The pink gun. The pink gun. I want you to imagine Asmon's community watching this. There's a reason he's using an AI voice.
Here, everyone just mumbles about death and runes while looking like they haven't slept in 1,000 years. Where's the backstories and professional dialogue like in Overwatch? Another thing that's just dumb is how unfairly difficult this game is. Why can't I just respawn instantly when I die?
This one's a lot more obvious. I'm not gonna lie. This one is definitely... Seriously, he just compared like the backstory and shit to Overwatch. I'd be like, that's it, bro. That's
Instead,
it.
I
He's
get
trolling.
sent back to some random campfire or stake of Marika, and I lose all the runes I collected. In modern games, you need to respawn instantly, so you can jump back into the action, instead of wasting my time picking up souls or runes or whatever these are supposed to be. Hopefully they patch in a gulag so we can at least earn the right to respawn. Let's
Honestly, true. If you lose the gulag, you just... That's it. You have to start
talk
over.
about the bosses. They're ridiculously hard. You can't just throw a 12-foot tall dragon at me without
Make it
giving me
harder.
a tutorial. Finally, the multiplayer is the worst part of all. I thought I could just jump into a game like in League of Legends, but nope. Instead, you have to use some weird item to summon another player, and then half the time, they get disconnected or killed in seconds by some random skeleton. Why can't we just have normal PvP? Where are the ranked modes? I was trying to find a lobby or at least some loot boxes, but the multiplayer system is just broken. Where's the voice chat? And
Tree
don't even get
Sentinel,
me
bro.
started
I'm having flashbacks to Nom. Tree Sentinel, I've come to bargain.
on the fact that there are no microtransactions. I can't even spend money on double XP or cosmetics like in every decent game these days. All in all, Elden Ring is a slow, frustrating, and needlessly complicated game that tries too hard to be deep and challenging. If you want a real game, stick with something fast-paced like Overwatch, Call of Duty, or League of Legends. Games that actually
Oh, thank God, not BDO. We're good.
respect your time and don't require you to read an encyclopedia to understand the plot. If you like slow, confusing, and clunky games with no objectives and no guns, then maybe Elden Ring is for you. Rating 2 out of 10, only because you can sometimes ride a horse, which was a really cool part in Black Ops 2.
Oh, he called it a horse, bro. Yeah, this shit's crazy, bro. I'm honestly, I'm giving it a thumbs up. This shit's insane. This guy is wild. Best YouTuber by far for Throne on Liberty. That's absolutely insane.